Alright guys, how we doing? We're back in again yesterday. I am so glad we got stopped out when we did. Even though it looked like we were going to push right up. We got in around, on this market structure shift. Got up to about here. I generally thought we're going Monday's high. But yeah, we absolutely did after FOMC, which is unreal. Any shorts in here would have just been next level. And when do we start this drop? Exactly at 2 after the news release, and look at it just plummet. So yeah, I'm looking for longs today, based after the massive ranging down yesterday. We have bounced off a weekly, which is definitely something to note. Yeah, we tapped off this weekly area right here. We do have a small imbalance in here, but I think based on this long-term trajectory, this is actually a really good spot for buyers. We've seen it here before. We had a massive down close week on this one, starting all the way up here, closing at the low. In the following weeks, we just ripped back up long. So hunting for the same thing here, coming in low, ripping longs. So basically I've seen on my trading view, DC insane right there. But essentially this is the method that we're using still. We didn't come tap Asian lows. We pretty much filled all of this as well. So ideally you'd be looking for Asian highs for our first target and then looking to hopefully ride this up significantly. But we see this down close candle here. We got this 10-minute closure fully engulfing, and I just realized I'm on the complete wrong set. Come on. Jeez. It's 100. See, so we have actually a similar setup here. Ideally our entry should be in here. But I think if we did it long now, it's putting at least Asian highs to be taken. Put our stops just here below this low. Just check it on a 5 minutes. That actually look like. So we'll take this low as our stop loss. So looking to get in on this trade here. 5 combined accounts here. We took about a $360 loss yesterday. The max we can lose today is about 1.6. If we lost yesterday, we're going to drop down the risk to 15% today. So 15% of 1600 would be about 240. So we're just going to update our loss limits here. 40. Still the 3 trades. I think we said that we were going to unlink the account. So I'll probably link 3 and then I'll leave 2 unlinked here. So I'll just go through and quickly do all that. Okay, so we're back. So we still put 240 as the max loss for all of them, but we have unlinked 2 of the accounts. Got 3 linked. So the unlinked ones, we've got a trade limit of 5. And then the linked ones, we have a trade limit of 3. So we're really trying to be a bit more conservative as all of these accounts go. So I'd rather just have the 3 trades like I did yesterday, aiming for that 240 loss limit. So we're looking to trade the 3 accounts first. If they turn out all right, then going to the other ones where we have more leverage to work. Actually, I might start with these accounts first, as it's just one account. It's Asia. It's not really in that London time zone, but rather than the timing per se, we're still in the Asian chill zone. Actually, we're just outside now. I'm finding now that, especially with the news and the volatility and the crazy directions that we're moving, I'm liking trading outside of the kill zone. Obviously not a few hours and not in a gap where there's no news, no opens at all. Past 4 p.m. is pretty pointless. I'm interested to see how this works. And this is the beauty of this. We're documenting the whole process until I come up with my set strategy. We're going to give this all a try today, pick out some trades and go from there. I'm liking the reactions so far. It's why I have taken a trade on all the accounts bar 1. So this account overlapped off the time. In just in case we're wrong, but we've taken 1 micro on this 3 linked accounts. Our target 1 to 7. Our target really is just going to be a daily max that we can win. So see if we can add in another partial in here somewhere, but we really need to be coming back to this, which might be a bit of a big ask. I'll double check if we have any news today. We have unemployment claims and the GDP quarter profile at 11:30. tonight for my time. So that's 8:30 US time. And then there's also this coming, I believe, 9. Oh no, 10. So 10 a.m. there'll be existing home sales as well. So it might be a good reversal profile here just coming out. So ideally, we're not really going to be doing anything until this news comes out. So look to trade, probably leave out London session. There is some volatility on GE though. That might be interesting, especially if this bank rate is lower than what they're predicting. I've heard the stuff in the UK isn't going too well at the moment. This might spike some interest on the US side of things, but just keep monitoring the trade for now. It's 3 minutes close. The main trade that we've taken, we've gone a bit heavy on this account. If we can reach up to, here's our max win for the, which isn't too hard. We're at a spot where we could potentially turn around, but hoping we get this expansion straight back to the upside that we were missing yesterday. Update, a few minutes later, we have been stopped out on 2 of the accounts. The 150K is still just in. I don't know how we didn't get tapped out here, but more than likely we're probably coming for at least here or Asian session low before bouncing up. So might have gotten in a little bit early on this one, but that's okay. Keep everything as is. Come back. Hopefully when we take one of these levels, but if we keep on pumping, yeah, might be ideal too. Okay, we're right back. Straight back into it. So we did see this happen again. So maybe stop should have been actually at the Asian session low. It didn't really make sense because if we're coming down here, more than likely we're going to sweep the lows. But this reaction on the 10-minute coming down, we still have another wick and then the body closing above the body of this candle lets me know that we do still have buyers interested to hopefully push this high. So Asian session high will definitely be the main target. See if we can take about half of this position off here. We still have gaps in here, which we could hit and then fold back. If we get to here, that's when we move to break even. But this target's actually going to have to be a little bit higher if we're already taking half off there. So needing 5.3, double that, that's about 10.6 is about what we would need to hit our max of 4.5K for the day. Ideally, we hold from this 5 minute and look to move higher. So we've got 2 lots in here now. If we do get stopped out here, this is pretty much going to be it for the day on this account. So I'm glad that we did unlink them. Can try and be a little more riskier on some of these accounts, but the model's presenting, so we're going to still take it. Just remember that losses are inevitable. Get right back on the horse. Don't think about it as if your model's presenting. Get back in. Now that we're seeing a nice little push, hopefully we can close above here in a 5 minute. Targeting just Asian session. For the 3 link combines, we're just going to wait to see whether we get an actual displacing closure above Asian session highs or whether we just wait. If we do, then most likely we're going to be looking for lows here. Continue this down as that's where the momentum is. But especially being off that weekly CB, this might be the turning point. Beautiful. So we're just taking the first partial on both accounts. We are up in the green now on this account, which is going to move stops obviously to break even now. And then just checking the 150K, wiped out nearly $800 of that loss, which is, this is why it's important to just get back in. Don't be worried about the losses. If your model is still presenting, take the trade. So if wigs, we'll move my stops just a little bit higher here. If this wants to come down, run against us. At least will be green on the 150K. And even on this combine that we have here. Hopefully we find some sort of support and bounce up higher. But we'll just have to wait and see if this wants to run to the target that we had before. Even this is like a 6R right here. Obviously we do have a 3 or a little bit more just because we took partials already. But not bad trades for the time being. All right, so we're getting a nice push here above the Asian session high. We're closing on the 1 minute. We do need to see this on a higher time frame though. So until we see that, we really don't have a trade for the time being. So we'll just sit tight and wait. I got about 30 seconds for this 15-minute closure. Stops just below the low of the candle that's just printed. Just that stops to here. Just wanting this closure above the Asian session high. Wait for the last 5 seconds here. Looking pretty positive. But so still in the trade. 2 minutes later, we're approaching 3 o'clock now. So it could potentially see a reversal. So I'm just going to move my stops to the swing low right here. Nice on this inversion. So we've inverted these fair value gaps over here. We have this big fair value gap here now. Looks like we've just tapped about 50%. Hopefully we can just get away. We don't want this to come back down to retest. More than likely going to be an invalidation when pushing all the way down. So decent to be up about 500, even if it does come back reverse on us here. Potentially, if it gets down to here, we get a nice reaction, we can look to maybe get back in. But 3 o'clock open is here now. See if we find some support and continue moving, or whether we just want to melt. We haven't really displaced above Asian session high yet, so that's not a great sign. But we'll just have to wait and see what the market wants to do. We are starting to come down now. 10 minutes might get stopped out here, which is okay. We still do have this gap there, so stops might just be a little bit too high here. I might look at taking 3 off here. Let's do that. So take 3 off. We'll still have 2 running just in case it does want to keep melting. I would still rather take it off here in case it does want to fold on us. But just try to protect ourselves while still giving ourselves the chance to push up higher if that's what the market wants to do. All right, we are getting a decent pump here now, which is good to see. Still going to have our stops where they're at for the time until we can get a clear 15-minute move up. Ideally, coming up for this high right here, potentially reacting off here. So probably look to take maybe another one off here. Check it out. I did put a limit order on the 3 combines in case we want to come down here and then continue up. But we'll definitely need to be seeing on higher than a minute time frames what we got. This 5-minute isn't looking too great, if I'm honest, but we'll just wait and see. Beautiful. Still on the trade. Did get a little bit nervous when we had these weeks down in here, but it looks like we're still pushing higher for the time being. We got some spots in a lower time frame, but I think the main focus now will be just watching the 15. If we need a closure above these highs, then we're just going to adjust our stop accordingly to this low. Just looking to lock in profits. My biggest thing now is there's been a few times when I'll be up really heavy in unrealized profits, and then they all just come back. Like price reverses pretty violently on me and I'm not quick enough to react. So either go break even or I get sucked up for a loss. And just overseeing the profit and me not doing what I need to do to capitalize on that. Now we're just adjusting and trailing stops as we go, even if it does come back, and just being grateful. A part of me that doesn't want to do that is, all right, if it comes back, stops me out and continues running. If I kept my stops where they were, maybe even at break even, we'd be at way more profit than we are. But I need to keep reminding myself, profit is profit. None of this is guaranteed. I can only guarantee once I close the trade, I'll take positions off. So I just need to stop being greedy and to just be grateful for even ending the day great. And even if that's like $1, profit's profit. So I'm just going to run with that for the time being. The first cautionary lines, I'm going to label all the caution lines in orange to recognize Asian session is going to be in yellow, London session is going to be in blue, daily 4-hour weekly points of interest are going to be in red. Keeping that color scheme going, I'm going to try and implement that. Do you see how we go with this 5-minute SIBI? See if we get some kind of reaction down here, and then waiting for 4 as well. Usually that is the reversal time frame. So just hit 4 a.m. New York time, which is London open. We're at that 5-minute SIBI that we highlighted in that orange caution zone. Ideally, if we can get a closure above here, especially after tapping into here, that is definitely going to indicate more bullish momentum to the upside. We're just going to wait, check in another 4 minutes or so, and go from there. Very nice pump on the 30-second here, past that orange zone. So we're just going to keep waiting to see how far this trade wants to go. A little bit annoyed I didn't take it. 3 counts here, still got our limit order waiting in here. But that's fine, I'll get rid of this now. Definitely still want to keep my eyes on this area for the time being, but I think this is just going to go without us, which is just part of the process, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Hopefully these are all just breakaway gaps. We don't come anywhere near them. We've still got a long way to potentially go back up. So we will just wait and see. We are very close to getting stopped out here. At half an hour after 4, haven't really had much movement. Ideally, we would have liked to bounce off of the Asian session high, find support, and then move higher. But it looks like we might be coming down a bit lower than, but so wait and see. Wow, and what a reaction here. Looks like we just tapped off into here, and then nice reactions to the upside. See if this is short-lived or whether we actually want to go from here. It was nearly 3 hours later. We are still in this track. We've really not moved too much, unfortunately, but stops are still here. We are going to come down here more than likely. We're going to be coming into this. So we'll adjust on the 150 kilo and wait. We've got news coming out in about 2 minutes. So we'll just wait and see. Right, so we just had news opening. We are back a few minutes after the 7 o'clock GDP news. It's looking like if we can get a closure above this high, it's been really good for us. I'm probably just going to adjust our stops this year. Looking to be up about 700 on the day. This wants to reverse on us on the secure. On the one combine, looking at about 210, which is super blessed. Hopefully if we can run up, as we said before, targeting the highs up here, our max win on this account should be huge. Let's see what the market's going to give us. Getting some nice pushes there. Really decent entry in Asia right here. Nice that we got back in. That's what flagged us to get in. Obviously still riding, but this is usually when my trades go south. When I'm up, I don't adjust my stops. Probably would have had this at break even still, usually. Expecting price to come in here, fill all this out, tap Asian session low, and then explode up. All of a sudden, I've got nothing to show for the day. Adjusting my stops accordingly now. I think this low is a decent spot right here. Targeting obviously still here. We can get there. But I'm looking to get in on these accounts now. This is actually an hourly BC. To the hourly, we have this in here. Ideally, we'd want this left open as our breakaway gap. More than likely, we might see a few more hours of strong bullish momentum. Let's just wait and see what the market's going to give us. Okay, we are still in this position 4 hours later, New York time. So it's almost like 6 hours have been in this position. And sometimes you do just have to wait it out. But I am looking to hopefully add in some pyramids to look at adding 3. 150K account, and then we'll look to add in one more in here. Again, stops are already at the levels that we pre-determined, so if it stops us out, it is what it is. We shouldn't be coming much lower than this, especially with the hourly busy. Might come to take out this low, maybe digging into here. If we do, then we'll react. We've got the combines in here as well. It's a good situation at this point because if it comes down, taps us in, worst case scenario, right? It completely melts on us. We get tapped in, so we don't get as much profit on the ones that we're already in for. We'll lose a little bit more just because our position will be raised a bit higher. Second best case scenario is price just keeps ripping away. We don't get tapped in, but at least we're still in on, 2 accounts here. And then absolute best case scenario is it comes back, taps us in, fills us in. We're in on all accounts. These accounts have more positions added, and then it runs to our TP. So either way, it's pretty good to be in this position. So we'll just let the trade run out. All right. It looks like we are coming down pre 9:30 open. Hopefully we can tap off that hourly BC and we get tagged in. Hopefully it doesn't melt as well. So just to wait and see. I want to get a nectarine. And we've tapped off this 5-minute BC and absolutely exploded. I would still like this hourly BC to be tapped though. So maybe this is just a pre-market, or maybe 9:30 will be there. Like we'll get above these highs, come back down, take all of this out. momentum left to go. So just wait and see. All right, we are starting to build to the downside. Let's see if we want to get to our targets, or maybe we just bounce off this 3-minute BC in here. Still one on the 5-minute as well. So just have to wait and see. We bounce back in the minute close, which probably sucked a lot of longs in. But I really want to see these lows taken before we back to the side. Let's have a look. This is what we wanted to see. We're zooming in right now at a 15-second. A lot lower now. I'm not really liking the momentum to the downside here. This is pretty steep. So we might just run into the whole thing. It is 9:30 though, so the open usually does have a lot of volatility and does target a lot of this low resistance liquidity here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do get all the way down to this. We got the London session high right here. We'll see if we just tap off this and then bounce straight off. After coming into this hourly, we get filled in on the hourly. I don't like how steep this downward move is. We might get stopped down here, but we'll just check the 3 funded accounts stop loss here. And this would be limit the day. And hopefully we can see a nice reaction from this point. Oh, yeah, we're 2 lots here now. The target's going to be quite steep. Don't need that much. That's about where we're looking. Let's see if we can erase all of this downward move now with some bullish momentum. Nice reaction up that hourly. Busy. Seems like we're just hanging around here. We haven't really dug much lower, which is good. Didn't have the body closure on the 1, but it's hard to expect that on such a small time frame. But yeah, digged into this 3-minute. Ideally, this would be the best case scenario, as we said before, playing out where we do get filled and then run straight back to TP. I'm glad we were able to get in on the 3 combines linked together now. So we'll just have to wait and see what price wants to do. So just zooming out, I think we're going to stay out the smaller time frames. We're needing to see in 3 minutes whether we hold this 15-minute. We see right below, it's not going to be ideal. Wow. What a move that was. Okay. I guess we'll take it. We just see how we react to these levels here now. We really need to just blow it straight through. If we're on side, it's a good sign there. We can take this one too. Good. It was looking very good. It's nice 9:30 sort of manipulation, sucking in sellers, thinking that this downward move is continuing. Reached a good level, buys to step back in. Obviously, that's where we had our limit order. And now we're just going to see if we can let this thing run to be a steep climb, probably 1 micro, but our daily target would be about here. That's us. We're just waiting to see if price wants to get up there for us. Just adjusting the TPs on the 150K countdown. So I'm glad we don't have to move too much higher to hit this target based on this reaction that we're seeing on the 5. Still got 55 seconds to go. I don't know, see if we're just trying to fill in this big move or whether we come to erase it. But ideally we had this downward, but then we also had this big steep upward move as well. And most likely these sellers that got in here trying to hold this would most likely be their stops. So we'll just see how we react here, whether we want to scroll further down or respect this and push back up. Not looking too great on the higher time frames actually. Let's check the 15. It's probably the most important. Looking like we're holding here. Let's add actually one more. A nice hold. See what price wants to do here. Going for any further levels. What's the close? Where you haven't broke past this low as well. Looks like we're respecting it for the time being. Asian session high in here. I think one of our accounts had our stop loss pretty close. Look at our stop here, pretty much right at Asian session high. Probably worthwhile just taking this one off, but then looking to get in. But let's see the reaction here. This is the main one that we want to be looking at for now. I'm liking this on the 30. Another bullish closure. I'm going to add one more now. Decent reaction straight away. Just adjust the TP. And this really is the benefit of adding in size. It's going to be a half right. still get our profits if that is the case, but we'll just have to wait and see. Very choppy back and forth action right now, which isn't great conditions, but just have to wait and see. So the way things are going, we're going to try cut this trade break even if we can get back up. I do think this is going to be ran before it's probably just going to cut on this account. These other accounts might get stopped out. Unfortunate. But just timing it fits usually when that reversal comes. Might just bounce up the Asian session high here. So I'll adjust my stops just a little bit just to give us some room. Looking like we're still going here, which is pretty good. I'll adjust this to here. Daily trade limit was here. That's a bit frustrating for these accounts. Again, I'm glad it wasn't at the event that we're at. Pretty much down 500 on these three. That's super unlucky. But we do still have this one account, which we haven't taken any trades with yet. So I'll be wanting to see us get above these highs here with some displacement, and then we'll look to get in on this account. Super unfortunate about that 3 trade rule. So I think when you add onto your position, it still counts as an extra trade. I just got to keep that in mind if I want to partial in, but it'll be a good thing as well. Make sure that I'm not partial in crazy amounts over leveraging. So there's a nice reaction here after taking these lows. And on 3 minute, if we can close back above these bodies, then that's going to be our signal. We got a bit more to work with on this account. Thinking of just going 2 or 3 contracts straight off the bat. Got time on our side after wicking these lows. See where this body closes. You can get a strong closure up here. We'll just jump straight in, play it around a bit. That's looking pretty good. Alright, and we're in. We get 3 contracts here. And hopefully now we're just going to see that push, taking all of this out and moving to the upside. Let's wait and see. I think we just got stopped out on this account though. One that the 3 contracts here. Looking like we're about to get stopped out, maybe. I really should have waited for that market structure shift above here to get, it's not ideal at all. I just got in too big on the risk as well, just with the loss limit that we put for ourselves. It's a bit frustrating. Still need to see that market structure shift really above this. Wow, that is crazy. If we can get this here, it's be insane. It's just hit 10 o'clock. I think the hourly though, we would have closed. It's not great. If we can get some buyers stepping in. Let's just check out this hourly close. Yeah, we did invert this slightly. So that's definitely not a good sign. I don't like the volume that did step in here. That wasn't ideal too, but just wait and see. Still going to stick to the idea. Just going to adjust our stops here. Take a little bit more risk off the table. So if we do get stopped out, we have another chance to get back in. Still stopped out in this trade, but we'll set out TP here as well. 165. So I think we're about to get stopped out on the one with the 3 contracts. Yeah, here we are. Stopped it there. Got about 100 to work with now. Just wanted to see, probably going to get stopped out on these other accounts down here too. The hourly closure was pretty telling. Asian session high here though. Hopefully that's the end point, but still got 8 minutes to. It definitely might have just gotten in a little bit early here, which is a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. Expecting that they got stopped out here. Wow, 2nd time in a row. And even on a 15-second, the bodies are speaking too soon here. Cool. So stopped out there. Unlikely that to be stopped out here too. Sometimes I hate trading the US Open because it's just hectic. Market structure shift is definitely what we're going to be looking for here. So we need to get above here. Looks like we have a bit of displacement on that side, but this high right here, we need to get above and close above. So it's looking pretty likely here. This one, we actually look to get back in if we take this high. I'm waiting for that displacement market structure shift before we can confirm longs again. On the one, it'd probably be a nice reaction of the Asian session already. That looks pretty good right there. Body's sitting right at it again. This is the high that we really need to close above. Hang around here a little bit. It's not looking too good, actually. We'll end just on this account. Just before is usually when you'll see the last of the downward moves occurring. Contemplating just shutting this one out, to be honest. These lows look pretty, susceptible. A little crazy price action for the time being. It's really hard to call. I just got stopped out. Got wicked out, essentially. So all of these accounts should be stopped out, which they are. So here's that FEG that we had labeled out ages ago. Let's see if this is actually the reaction point. Because we missed our entry in London in now. I do need to learn on taking profits when we're here, especially when we're seeing things like this. Right? That's just a sign to get out, especially if we come back and we can't get above this candle here, just get out of the trade. Here we are. Let's see if this midpoint gets, all right, that's a very nice reaction. Coming up 10-10 as well here too. So looking for a bit more. It's a nice reaction though, especially off that midpoint. This typically is like the reversal candle. That OT level, a lot of buyers just get stepped in and all these downward move gets erased. We're going to get back in here. I know it's ahead of the market structure shift. We're going to have stops at the bottom of this FPG. If we do get that market structure shift, we're going to take it on the other accounts. I'm only taking it on this one because we are up green on the day and just resting the one. Even if we get stopped out here, we've still got a little bit of profit. Speaking it out loud, I probably should have taken this on the 150K because we're at 300 or so profit for the day. So a $93 loss wouldn't really dent too much, but let's just wait and see. Just liking this reaction, liking the reversal candle, approaching 10-10 now. Looking for a market structure shift now. All downward moves are being erased. This is looking really good. These lows should be respected here. So we're going to get back, right back in. 5 contracts again. That's pretty much that's it. Pushing 10-10, we did get it a little bit early, but as I said, just liking this reaction here. Hopefully we can start. I think we're still in on this. So we did hit the maximum of the 240 on this account. That's fine. I was actually just trying to see if the daily trade loss limit function was still working. We'll leave this one as is. I stopped out on this one. This is one where I didn't trade at all. So we'll take one in here as well. Stops are going to be at the bottom of this low. And now we're going to target all the way back up here where we were with 6, 7. A very long way to go. I'm not sure we're actually going to get there, but main thing is if we can just take some sort of profit, at least mitigate this loss if we can. That's what we'll be aiming for. All of these accounts are now back in running. Going to move stops to break even on this one. Don't need to give away the profits today. And with this account too, we got in a little bit worse. If we want to come back, we might whip a little bit lower. If I move my stops to break even. So we'll just leave it as is for the time being here. Get above some of these highs, especially this one here. Just label this a great. Do we tap off this and keep going? Hit. So reversal timing. I really should have waited for that timing. This is evidence of how important it is. And there we go. There's our push. Let's see if we can get this market structure shift in out too. Very nice reactions here. Make sure it's TP set. Looking still for this close though. I will move my stops to break even. All right, there we go. We got a slight closure above, but definitely some bullish momentum stepping back in, which is what we want to see. So yeah, stops can go break even now. And we're pretty much just going to monitor. So I think we've got 1, 2, 3 active. These 3 are linked together. We're just rocking with these 3 accounts. All stops are break even now. Hopefully we just run from this point on to get all these highs and then exploding up. It's good to see. We do have a little gap under here, but hopefully now we just keep pushing. We'll check in a bit, but the trade what it needs to do. Just watching on the 1 now. I think I'm going to stay on the 1 minute for the rest of this period until we can get to this high. Once we can get to that high, to be honest, I'm probably just going to leave my stops at a decent level and just call it. It's 1:20 in the morning where I'm at right now. And usually like I trade till 3, 4 a.m. and then call it, but it's really screwing up my next day. So I'm contemplating whether it's worth just going a bit now, calling it, once we can obviously get above those highs around 9, if we can get there. And then just coming back at 5 in the morning my time, which is about 2 p.m. US. And that usually is another injection of volatility. So it's probably worthwhile my time, especially for the next day as well. And I think that's a factor too. I'll stay till 4 and then come the next few days and still try and trade and be optimal. And I've still got life, I've still got a family, I've still got things I've got to do throughout the day. I'm tired for that, and I'm coming to trading tired. So it's just not a good mix. So I'm going to trial this out for tonight if we can get above here. So if we invert this, I'm going to add 3 more, maybe 2 more actually. I like the multiple attempts. We can get 1 more attempt here and ideally close above. That's the indication to get in. So that's looking pretty positive. We still need that closure though. But already 3 tries at an FVG is not a good sign for the buyers. They're pushing it down, but it's coming right back up again and again. It's a good sign that buyers are still willing to push price higher. So wait for those last few seconds, see if we can add on. If not, it is what it is. Everything's at a level that I'm happy with. So I complain. I think we're at break even for all of these. So that'll be it. If it runs down and taps us out, we'll just call it for today. I still think it's going to pump a lot higher, but I just don't have the mental capital to keep going. And I think that's what I need to just admit. It's okay. It's not weak to do that. It's weak to continue going and then weaken yourself further and further. Let's just wait and see. We've fully tapped this 1 minute busy now. Still need to see some further momentum to the upside for me to add more into this position. Ideally, if we can get above closure, that's what we'll be looking for. This last 30 seconds can be golden for us. Have a look. I need to make sure I'm on the right account. It's really going to move our position higher if I'm adding like 1 on. I'm glad I checked because I would have put it on here, put us at 3 contracts, which would have brought the entry to about here. And then if there's any drawdown from here, we're already negative. So I'll leave these 50K accounts as is. They're sitting at. I really don't like that there is a FEG in here to might actually run, but put it slightly under. Be a tiny loss. Take this low here actually. But yeah, I'm not liking that this gap is still here. And we do have some steep movement to the downside still. So maybe the whole idea of us going higher just gets canned completely. I think we got stopped out on this account, but still in just. But this is why I didn't want to move this on the break even. I have a feeling we're just going to wait, but then still respect. Let's have a look. Got that there. If we close back above here, this is exactly why I wanted to not put them at break even so soon. And then again, I could have just been protecting myself if this one steps a bit forward. All right, so taps out here, we're done on these accounts. And then we just hit the trade limit on this one too. Unfortunate, bears are still holding strong. So it might be until 2, but we're locked down until the next day anyway. I think we've got 1 account left. Let me just check how many trades we have. Okay. So we've still got 3 trades. This account. Based on that, I might stick to running with that 5 trade limit per account. I think for me, and because I'm looking at smaller moves, that's ideal. But closing the day red after being so green is something that I really need to work on. I'm glad that we're not taking significant losses. I think that's a positive and that's a plus to my trading. We were up like 2K at one point on the 150K account. We were up a couple hundred on the others. So I just need to get over that psychological barrier that's preventing me from taking partials or just getting out of trades when I need to. It is what it is, a bit of an L day, but still happy with the way that we traded today. So thanks for watching. See you on the next episode. Peace.